Hello, everybody. Okay, let's get started. I think we have enough people to start, so let's get started. Maybe first it's good to know where you are from. You may just inform me on the chat that where you are attending this lesson, and then I will just introduce myself, and we will keep going. Okay, let's see the chat. Someone from India, from UK, and let's see others from Kenya, from South Africa, from Germany. That's lovely, great. So yeah, how from India again? Okay, yeah. Uh, my name is Asaben. Maybe some of you might know me on online platforms, just sharing this and that information about programming. Uh, and I'm a developer and instructor. I teach most of the time programming and develop applications. Um, so maybe you may come across to this GitHub. Who knows this GitHub page or account? Let me know. We should be interactive today, okay, guys? I feel good when you say just something on the chat. I feel that I am uh, getting your attention, so I know someone say. So just only one person know this account? Okay, yeah, some of you know this account. Yeah, it's not just to brag about, but I think this account has got lots of information, very important information, solid material about some programming language. I will just walk you through this GitHub account. It's my account. You get this 30 days of Python, which I have released last year. And this is one of the best material on the internet related to Python and Python related things, especially for absolute beginners to get started Python and to do something with Python. If you want to go to the web development track or data analysis, data science, or machine learning, I think this is really good one because we can say that lots of people tried it and it works. And another similar to 30 days of Python, 30 days of JavaScript. And it's similar, but the language is just this one, JavaScript. And as you know, JavaScript is for a web. And just in October, I have released also 30 days of React. And you learn React after you learn 30 days of JavaScript. And I believe now you came to learn Python. So once in a while, I may come to this repo and check something if I get lost when I'm doing something. So yeah, and I will also recommend you after this lesson to start 30 days of Python challenge. And by the end of 30 days of challenge, I believe you will have a solid understanding of Python. It's not just understanding Python, actually, your problem solving skill will be improved quite a lot. So try it out. If it works, you will continue. And if it doesn't, why you care? Okay, so now I just prepared one slide just for today. Our lesson today is, I think I can change to presentation mode. It's about Python lesson for absolute beginners. Guys, is it your first time to start Python or just you came to see other way of doing? Let me see from that comment. First timer. I love first timers. So I have to do a very good first impression to get you hooked on Python and to continue, right? Okay, let me see from others. Just I saw from only one person already have touched it. Okay, that's also good. Yeah, another person. I just got only two persons' opinion there. First time here. Okay, it seems everybody is just about to start Python. Okay, so I just then that's very good. First time is really good. There's high excitement. So I should try my best to make you feel good about Python and to help you get started. And after that, I think you will go crazy about Python. Why not? So I have this outlines why Python, why you learn Python, and what is really Python. And then after that, we uh, configure or maybe install Python. And then after that, we start learning Python about variables, about comments, about data types, operators, conditionals, loops, functions. If we manage to cover all this just today, that would be enough. We can't finish Python, everything about Python. It's impossible. But if we manage to cover up to functions, that means you have a very good starting point to go more depths into Python. Okay, I am intermediate in Python, just looking for new thing to learn. I know. Okay, you may stick around, uh, but remember to focus more on 30 days of Python. Do you know 30 days of Python, Modi? So there is lots of information and everything you need to eat. Yes, I'm doing that. Great. Then you are in the right track. So why Python? Why you decided to learn Python today? Let me know why. What's the need to learn Python? Because the first thing to answer before we start doing is actually understanding why we learn it. Curiosity. Okay, that's very good. Need to break into data science. That's very good. Yes, Python is actually nowadays the standard tool or programming language for data analysis, data science, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. So that's a very good plan. So if you really have a very solid understanding of Python and then statistics, then you are a data person. Okay, great. Why? What else? Why you came today? You should answer why you came today. I was posting this link uh, in different platforms, and all of a sudden it just pop up here. Why you came? Did you answer the why for yourself? Yes, we talked about the data science path. You can be a web developer, a backend developer using Python. You can develop desktop application. You can develop apps. You can develop almost anything with Python. Python is a high level general programming language. General means it's not specific for something. It can do almost everything. If you are good at Python, and you could be good at in other programming language. Yes, someone said to build some projects. Yes, after understanding of Python, you could be able to build anything you imagine. That is uh, why we learn Python. And I think this is enough answer for why Python. So are you satisfied, guys, with the why? Because it's better if we just get interactive somehow instead of just I talk and you listen. Yeah, are you satisfied? Are you convinced with the information I give you to get started with Python? Maybe also to develop small application for your kid, a small mobile game application. So you can do almost anything with Python. Okay, great. Then what is Python? To answer what is Python, I think you may came across with like this, the reptile, the snake Python. But here actually we are talking about the programming language Python. And then we have to also answer what is a programming language. Actually, a programming language is a set of instructions which can be executed uh, step by step to do some task. So that is a programming language. So a programming language is a set of instructions which can be executed by the computer to perform certain task. And I think now what we should do is just set up our computer. That means just we install Python. Do you have Python already, guys? Okay. Do you have, yes, Anaconda? Yeah, if you have Anaconda, that's okay. You open your Anaconda, but I do things differently. Uh, uh, so since I have Anaconda, but you don't have to install Anaconda, I may just start my Anaconda and just show you the don't install Anaconda. I will show you a different way of doing so. Just give some time. But if you, for some of the guys who has Anaconda, you can, okay, let's, where is it? It's already here. So I will launch it. It may take some time to open. Yeah, it's opened in the other. So it comes something like this. Yeah, for instance, I can go to the desktop. Just let me create a folder here. Yeah, this is a new folder. I can, let me just rename it because it doesn't make sense. So I can call it Python first day. Yeah, it's then I can go here and create a new file. I call this let's just call it hello world file. This is a file name, okay? So now I'm doing things on Anaconda. Anaconda is just a platform to write Python. Just don't worry about it now. We will come to the proper way of configuring, okay? So, but this is just a platform to write Python. So we usually say that Python is very close to human language. So that's whenever we want to write something, like for instance, to print out something, we use print. So anyone who understands the English language, print means printing something. So if I say hello world, so and then enter, actually shift enter, it gives you hello world. So now you wrote your first Python programming language. Even you can use online materials like Sculptor. I think Sculptor, there is a code Sculptor. You can write even online without writing any code. I mean, without installing anything. You can, for instance, print hello world. Let's see this and run. As you can see, I think I can share with you. Maybe if you didn't install, you can practice at the same time. I shared with you on the chat. Okay, so let's do also maybe some calculation. 1 plus 2. What's the result of 1 plus 2, guys? Who doesn't know that? Everybody knows this, right? Let's click it. It's 3. So you can use online platforms or online code editors, or you can use Anaconda, or you can use VS Code. I will come to VS Code later. This, but let's just stick in here. How about the result of 1 plus 2? I'm waiting for you guys. It's 3, right? It is 3. Print the result of 3 minus 1. 2. Print the result of 3 times 2. 6. Print the result of 3 divided by 2. Everybody knows this, and 1.5. So this is another way of writing, but today I'm not going to use this one. Instead, I want to show you from here, CMD. First, you may write Python. By the way, you come to here. Some of you didn't know how to open this CMD. This is the command prompt. Then it will allow you to write codes. If it's your first time, even some people may not know how to open this CMD. And then you check if Python is there. Python version. I have Python A3.83. So first you should check this. If you don't have, what you should do, actually you come to here, Python. This is the official website of Python. Yes. And then, for instance, the one, the use I was talking about, web development. You can use Django, Pyramid, Bottle, or Tornado, Flask, and Web 2PY, or graphical user development, like using this packages for scientific and numeric purpose, as we have mentioned about, for machine learning and data science, software development, system administration. So you can almost do everything you need or you want using Python. So to download, you click here and then download, and you give it some time. I have it already, but just to assist you also, install. Let me just wait this out. Yeah, I have the setup, but you may try to just install it, okay? I hope I installed it already, so it doesn't make sense to install this again. Yeah. Okay, then if you have it, I may give you some time. So if you have it already, I think I have to make this a bit bigger. Control Shift Plus. I was thinking, no, why not? Then I think I have to come here and change the size, font size could be 28, could be bigger, yeah, big enough. Can you see it properly, guys? Okay, good. So if you write Python and version, now you should see the version. Now, as you can see, I'm using Python 3.83. Great. So to get started Python, you just, to open the Python interactive shell, you write Python. I will give you some time, and I would recommend you to do the same thing I do here. And then, as you can see, the Python interactive shell has been opened, Python 3.83, and this is the interactive, the Python interactive shell. It allows me to write a Python code. Have you seen? This is the place where you start writing. Print hello world. Everything starts with hello world when it comes to programming, but you can do anything you want. So now you wrote your first code using Python, hello world, and print. I just love Python. Do you? Oh, I can make it a question mark. I just love Python. Do you? Okay, let's do more. Print 1 plus 2 should give us print 2 minus 1, print 3 multiplied by 2. As you can see, multiplication is not the x sign, the x, but instead it's a star, okay? That's the difference. Let's divide things. 3 divided by 2. As you can see, now we use this the backward slash to divide. So it should give us 3 point, actually 1.5. And even we can use 4. What do you think the result of this? This means a floor division. Floor division means it doesn't care about the remainder or the decimal points. It just gives you the quotient, okay, without the remainders, without the decimal points. So I'm expecting here 1. Is it clear, guys? With this operator, I can do another example. Print, for instance, 8 divided by 3. No, not like that. What's the result of this? Yeah, when we divide 8 by 3, actually, we get 2 times and we are left with 2, right? So it doesn't care about the leftover, so it just gives you 2. Now let's talk about modulus. Print 4 divided by 3. Now we are talking about actually not modulus, this divided by 3. Modulus means actually it gives you the remainder. 4 divided by 3, there will be 1 remainder. Print another good example, maybe divided by 3. What's the remainder for this? So you divide 7 by 3, and what's the remainder for that? Again, yes. I think so. Different sign you learn, sign different from mathematics. The floor division, and the modulus, which gives you the remainder of a division. So it's just simple, very basic mathematics. So another is exponentiation or exponential. 3 times 3 times 3. So what's the result of this? What's the result of this? 3 by 3, 9, 27, I think. I think, did I make it too hard for you? Then 2 times 2 times 2, okay? 8. So print, we can write this in differently, to the power of 3. The power is whenever we use 2 star next to each other, actually that's a power. We get the same result. So now I want you to know to the power of 5. What is that? I may, yes, print now to the power of 10. Is that, I think it is 1024, right? Great. Now you learn all the arithmetics. You finished arithmetics, but in real life, you don't use the interactive Python shell this. Instead, you use a code editor, a proper text editor to write code. So let's close this, but now you know how to write at least code syntax. And let's close this and install a proper VS Code. So I want you to install this VS Code. It's a very lovely text editor and you will enjoy it. It is free. It was developed by Microsoft and every developer is using it and enjoying it, I believe so. Yeah. So show me some sign when you finish the installation of VS Code. Yeah, I was muted. So you click it and it's downloading. I have to wait for it. And you just click double. Setup has detected that Visual Studio Code is currently running. Now, close all instances because maybe I have to again go downloads. Okay, somewhere is already running, but I hope you guys managed to install by just double clicking this. So I have installed already, so I don't have to install this all over again. Yeah, the problem of teaching sometimes once if you have to do the demonstration, I have to uninstall, but I had it already and then I just have to wait for you. So if you have it, who installed already? Let me see from the comment. Who have it? It's straightforward what you should do. Click this and then select your device type. and then double click, and you wait a minute or two, and then you will have it. Who doesn't have now? I'm waiting for you guys. Okay, let's hope everybody has, or so we don't need VS Code anymore. Great. Then you go VS Code and you open it. Yeah, this is how it looks when you open it. Yeah, very nice, very simple editor. No much going here. As you can see, it has a file, you can explore it and edit so these sections. But now I want to, first you have to create some folder on the desktop. I don't need this also anymore. Let's create a folder, and I call this Python lesson. Yeah. So, and then as you can see, I just created a folder here. Yeah, create a folder, and then you come here, file, open folder, and then it was in the desktop. The name of the folder was Python lesson. You give it some time. Yeah, now this is the project folder, or the folder I created on desktop. Now let me create hello world.py. Python files should end with .py extension. Okay. This comes just a suggestion to install extensions. Extensions means you come here and you can check different extension. For instance, Python related extension, Python for VS Code. For instance, what does this do? To be honest, I don't know what it does. Maybe it links for me a linter, but it got lots of users, as you can see, 2.2 million. I, for instance, install it. So it will help me for development purpose to make my code look good, to remove unnecessary spaces, maybe something like that. But you don't have to. But whenever you need, actually, there are different, very helpful extensions. You come here, you check, and you install to the VS Code. But for the time being, we don't need anything. You just, and maybe if it's just your first day also, you came to here, as you can see, settings, and then again, settings over here. Auto save is good. Auto save. As you can see, auto save, change it to after delay. After that, you don't have to just save it. It will start saving by itself, and you will save time, right? Saving now and then is not something interesting thing to do, right? So change this. Maybe if you didn't see what I did, settings, and then auto save. Then you will see this. Then you change from off to after delay. Great, by now you should have it. Now let's start our first code. Okay. Print hello world. Yeah, this is, you use the print function or method to print out something. And then you come here. If you, as you can see, when you just drag it up, it opened for you. And then Python, since I am in the same directory, as you can see, Python lesson, Python, and then the name of the file, hello world. As you can see, it's printed out. Yeah, let me do something else. Print hello world. Tuny. Again, up row, hello world. Are you still on track? Are you still on track, guys? Because I want everybody to follow. Great. And actually nowadays you don't have to come to here and do this like executing on the command line. Actually just do this, click. So easy, you just click. VS Code is so smart. Have you seen it? Here, this run, you run your code and you see your result over here. That's why I love VS Code all the time. It's improving and adding lots of good features which help you to be more productive. You just do the thinking and the boring task will be handled by VS Code. Yeah, it's very good, right? Great. So as you can see, this print function take different parameters separated by comma. It's not just one. You can let's do also more. Print Asabena. Yes, developer. I just wrote something like this. How many? You can add as many parameters you want. So now you know how to use print, and you know how to write a Python file. So a Python file looks like open view, I think, like this, .py. Yeah, so we finished hello world. Maybe if we don't want something to be executed, we use, so let's just finish this one. Now let's move on to a comment, comment.py. Okay, sometimes we don't like to run the code, or sometimes we like to leave some remark for our friends, for anyone who reads our code. So print, we learn how to print today. For instance, yeah, have you seen? We learn how to print today. Now I don't like to run this code. Let me just add also, in this file we are learning commenting. If I run this, as you can see, we learn how to print today. In this file we are learning commenting. Maybe I want to comment out this hash. In Python you use hash. If you use hash, this line of code will not be executed. Let's see. Now, as you can see in this file, we are learning commenting. Okay, so let's move on. But what's the importance of now, as you can see, this, what is the importance of comment? Yeah, the importance of comment to make your code readable. Because code is a very delicate thing, you know. Once you write it after a month or two, it may be just alien for you. It might be so hard to understand. So you need some remarks, some text which can tells or explains about that code. And it makes it more readable to yourself and for other people who read your code for readability purpose, to leave some remark on the code. That's the importance of code, commenting code. Yeah. So now this is single line comment. Hash is single line comment. Using hash, single line comment. Maybe sometimes you want to have multiple, then you use this. This is a multiple line comment. That is why going on multiple lines. Yeah, this is how you put it. Multiple line comment. Let's run. As you can see, I have only this. The commenters didn't get executed. Multiple, I can fix it. But in addition to this, you can also use this. This is single quote and this is double quote, but it should be 3 of them. We can also write it with a double quote, with 3 double quotes. Yeah, with 3 double quotes. Yeah, we have finished about commenting. Shall we move on? Do you understand about comment? Just it's a text which you leave on your code for readability purpose. If it's clear for you, let's move on. Yeah, shall we move on? Okay, great. Then let's just create arithmetic. Arithmetic is .py. So in this file, we will learn everything related to arithmetics. I think, but before arithmetics, I have this one variables, and let's talk about variables because it makes sense. Then let me just create variables.py. You told me that most of you, it's your first day to start Python, so you've never heard of variables, but what do you understand when you hear the word variables? What does that refer, variables? Actually, in programming, variables are a place to store data. It's a memory location, a memory location to assign data. Okay, great. So for instance, if I want to store, what does this means? A is actually a variable, and variables are just text. So this is a variable. A, it doesn't mean A is called 10 actually. We are assigning, or we are storing A at 10. So let's print the value of A. So it's not like mathematics, this is equal to 10. No, instead, actually, hey, A, could you please store this value? Yes, A is so nice and stored 10. Now we will get 10 from here. Let's print out. As you can see, 10. Let's see. What is the value of A? As you can see, just to see the printout, what is the value of A? It's 10. Great. Now, how about if I have, instead of, like, let me make it small number, B3, and print what is B. If you see B is 3. So now what we learn is actually how to store. Now let's store the value of 2 plus 3. Total 2 plus 3. Now print total. What do you expect from this? What's the value of this? Yeah, of course, yes. So it's 5. Now let's go, and then subtraction or difference. The difference of B minus 2 minus A, print difference. And you may expect 3 minus 2, and it's going to be 1. Okay, let's see anyway. Product or multiply. Product. A multiplied by 2. A multiplied by B. What's the result here? I'm expecting answer from you guys because it should be interactive, right? So what's the product of A and B? 6. Let's see the value. Great. Now let's see remainder of modulus, because we use modulus to get the remainder of B. B modulus A, print remainder. So we divide this B by A, that means 3 by 2. And then the remainder is going to be, yes, 1 it should be. Okay, how about print, first let's floor division. Okay, floor division. Division, yes. By the way, you can make a variable like this. So far, A is a variable, B is a variable, total is a variable. So we add this and store it in here. First, we subtract and we store it in here. We multiplied and we store it in here. And we divide, we calculate the remainder and we put here. Sometimes when we have multiple words, we use underscore to create a variable. We don't use minus, okay? Minus is already a reserved word to subtract something. So you don't use minus, instead underscore. Floor division of B by A. What could be the answer? Print floor division. I'm expecting from you, what's the floor division of 3 by 2? That means you remove the remainder and you just keep the quotient, the result. It's going to be 1. Let's see again, 1. Okay, so this is arithmetic actually. So we saw arithmetic. What's arithmetic? Most of the time, arithmetic means actually maybe just in mathematics, arithmetics is addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, uh, division, this is multiplication and division, and this is exponential. And in addition, we use this modulus and floor division in programming. But I think Python specifically use this floor division. We don't have this in JavaScript, for instance. Yeah. So how about the exponential of maybe power? I mean, exponential of 2 or maybe a the power of b. What's the result of this? Print exponential. Who would to the power of 3 again? 8. So now we learned about variables. Variables are a place where to store data in a memory location, and we use also arithmetics and we reassign the value. So this is an assignment operator. It's not an equal sign. It's an equal sign, but we call it an assignment operators. So operators actually, we have different operators. The arithmetic operators, we have seen them already. These are the arithmetic operators. For instance, this one, the equal sign is assignment operator. This is equal sign, and this is not equal. Actually, in Python, this doesn't work, but in Python, not is a negation operator, and or is what is or is actually to check or whether something is true or false, just to choose one. And operator, these are, and another is comparison operator, this like greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. We will see these operators also, but now we have seen this data, I mean variables, but variables are not just only numbers. We can also store different data types. For instance, first name. I can just Sabena, and then print first name. As you can see, and then last name, and you may just write your last name and print last. Yeah, I think, yes, last name, like this. I think I made now. If you see, Python is really crying because I made a typo. Have you seen this? I was trying to write last name, my last name, but the way I wrote last name here and here is different. It should be the same, you know? So I have to fix either of the two. Maybe I prefer to use last name, because sometimes when we give a variable name, it should be also mnemonic, okay? For instance, I can understand that first name refers to, someone's first name, right? Last name refers to someone's last name. This is not a reserved word. You can come up with any name. City, where do I live? I live in Helsinki. Yeah. Maybe country, where do I live? I live in Finland. Yes. So this is, I think there's a typo again. So print city, if I want country, So as you can see, I am using a very good variable names, and my code is so easy to be understood or to read. Yeah, let's try it. As you can see, Sabine, Thai, Helsinki, Finland. Yeah, this is all about variables, and variables are actually core for programming, any programming language. So let's go to the second topic. We did our setup. The setup is variables, comments, data types. Okay, great. Let's data types. Oh no, have you seen I didn't give an extension for it, py. So in this lesson, on this file, we will learn only about data types. What kind of data types do you know? Or data formats? Tell me on the chat, guys. Let's make this lesson more interactive. If it's just me talking all the time, then what is the need? Int, float, char. Okay, yeah, it seems that you are coming from Java, or maybe from C, C sharp, or C++. Yeah, am I right? Yes, you're right. Int, float, char, yes. Boolean, great. So as they said, the different data types, let's write them. Different data types. We can say number. Number can be divided into int, float, complex number. Yes. And then again, we may have a Boolean. Boolean either true or false. Boolean, false, trueless, or false, either of the two. One thing cannot be false and true at the same time, right? Boolean. And then string, list, dictionary, set, tuple. It continues. Yeah, these are some of the data types in Python. Okay, then we will see each of them step by step. Okay, then let's start from number. Actually, we saw number already. Now, for instance, what's the year? Tell me the year now, currently. I think in a couple of days, it changes to 2021. But currently, what's the year? Tell me. It's 2020. Let's print out year. So yeah, have you seen 2020? Maybe even if you want to be more specific, yeah, current year, current year, current year. Yeah. So what is next year? Next year. What do you do next year? Current year plus 1. I love it. Our code is so clean, guys. Even it's just speaking a human language. Okay, now as you can see, this data type, since this is an integer, right? We can check using this, using type, we can check the data type. Let's do that. Type print type of current year. Current year is just, let's try 2. What kind of data type is it 2? Is it a Boolean? Is it an integer? Is it a float? Is it a complex number? Okay, let's check it. And then you just write, as you can see, it is an integer. Integer. How about this one? Print type of 3.14. I think you might be familiar with such a number, a magical number. Do you know? Yes, 3.14. What data type is it? A float, of course, yes. Print another magical number, which everybody knows, 9.81. Yes. And this again, is this what kind of number is it? Again, a float. If you see, a float, float. Now let me just give you print type of 1 plus 4, no, 1 plus 2j. What number is it? A kind of a complex number, right? But don't worry about, we don't deal about complex number here, but it's just a complex number. Yeah, complex number. Great. Now we saw numbers, number data type. These are, so in Python you have integer, int, you have float, and you have again float, and again you have a complex number. Yeah, so if it's a number, you can do arithmetic operators, right? Arithmetic operators. And you can convert number from, for instance, I can convert this to a float. Let me show you. Converting float to int. So int 3.14. So I want to ask you, if I am converting this to int 3.14 to an integer, what number are you expecting? What is the value? Of course, yes, it should be that, because actually just remove the float, the floating point, or this, yeah, as you can see, it's okay. How about this one? Let's do this. Print int 9.81. What do you think about this? 9.8. We're changing to integer. Is that? I don't think so. No, yeah, it should be 9. Okay, it doesn't round. Remember, it doesn't round. So round is actually, if you want to do that, there's already round function in Python. So what you should do is print round 9.8. Now it should be 10. Okay, yeah, round. Round off works like human way. Great. So you can convert number to a float to integer, and also integer to float. Can we change integer to float? Okay. Print float 2. Yeah, as you can see now, it has 2.0. This is not anymore an integer. Instead, it's a float. Great. Now we have finished about numbers. Let's move on to the Boolean data types. Okay. Boolean. What's the value of Boolean? Tell me. Are you a student? Are you married? Are you sick? Is the light on or off? Is it raining? Is it shiny or cloudy? Those kind of questions just need yes or no, or in another way, true or false, right? Such kind of questions, it just need short answer. yes or no. In other words, true or false. Are you enjoying this lesson? It's a question, okay? True or false. The value of a Boolean is true. So, are you enjoying the lesson? True. In why? Enjoying the lesson. So now, as you can see, enjoying the lesson. As you can see, after this, okay, then if you don't enjoy the lesson, why are you here? So we can make a decision, as you can see, based on some fact. Yeah? Then later we will make use of this. If you enjoyed the lesson, you be in the class, you stay here, and you keep doing what you enjoy to do. Yeah. So, are you single or is light on? For instance, is the light on? True. Is single or married? False. Yeah. So these data types, just we use them to check something, or maybe negative. Maybe let's see. Value, just value of 3 less than 2. What do you expect from this? What's the value? What do you get from this here? Yes, false. To check the value, false. So we can also comparison, we do some comparison and store the value, and we make use of that value. So Boolean data types looks like this. So we have covered Booleans, and what it comes is strings. Strings are very, very important. Yeah, strings. Okay, strings are actually text. To make strings are text data types. Who is still in the room? Because I can see that there's no many people. Okay. As long as we have 5 students, we will continue. Or 10 students or whatever, but there's no more many students as I can see. Strings are text data types, and well, let's see, any kind of text can be a string data type. So first name, as you can see, my name, and print first name. And let's see, as you can see, I got this and last name, and I can do something like this. As you can see, I am using this. When I was writing numbers, I'm not using quotation. But to make a string, you need these quotes, okay? A single quote or a double quote. So what does that mean? For instance, let me show you. A country is a string, a text, right? So to make it should be like this, Finland. Or it could be with just a single quote, Finland. Yeah, full name. Now, for instance, I like to make a full name, first name, class, last name. So it's like addition. We call this concatenation in programming. Concatenation. Yeah. Print full name. As you can see, there is no space between my name and my family name, so I can add space actually like this. Yeah. So this is an empty string. Okay, now let's check the data type of first name. What are you expecting from this? I'm about to check the data type of first name. The first name is, as you can see, string. So I have to expect string. Let's see. Yeah, string. Great. String, you can use different string methods. We can use different string methods to manipulate the string. Let's say, for instance, let's change to uppercase. Upper, print upper. You can use just the upper and pass, like, for instance, the country. As you can see, I have already actually it's not actually instead we have to country dot upper, something like this. Have you seen? I changed it Finland to uppercase. And full name, I can change full name to also print full name to uppercase. Yeah, even you can change it to Python. It's so funny, and you can even change it to title case. Let me write something. I love Python because it is awesome. Yeah, so this is a string, so I can just attach title. Title means like to change it to title. Have you seen every letter changed to uppercase? I change it L, P, yeah. So it's good one. Yes, this is in short what is string about. Any question related to string? No? Is it clear? Is it clear so far? Are you on track? Did you get everything? Okay, how much percent did you understand everything I was talking about so far from 1 to 10? I want to 1 to 10. How much did you understand? Okay. Okay, clear. Everything is clear. Everybody is this seems that everybody's enjoying what I am doing and what they are doing. Great, that's very good. Let's move on. So we covered numbers, booleans, string, a list. Okay, that is so lovely. Now let's talk about list. What does come to your mind when you say list? A list of things, right? A list of shopping items or a shopping list or to-do list or yeah, something, a list of fruits or vegetables or numbers. So yeah, actually this is how we write list. An empty list, if you want empty list, empty list. This is how we write empty list, something like this. So if you write print empty list, then there's nothing here. Yeah, this is, you got this empty. Or without the list, you can write empty list, something like this. Another way, empty list. Great. But why we care about empty list? Instead, let's go for numbers. Numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are list of numbers. Like for instance, set is a collection of items or things, right? Like set in mathematics, list is also a collection of items of different data type. So now, as you can see, if I print out these numbers, and I can see, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. But how about if I want to know the length of this? How many items do I have in my list? Or in the numbers list, how many items do you have? I want you to be interactive, and then I know that you are following me and I know that I'm heard. Okay, you say that it's 4. Okay, but imagine if this list was very, very big. Yeah, we have 4 lists, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So if it was really big, 1 million or maybe 100,000, it's hard to count. So what you use, print len. You use the len method to get the length numbers. So this gives me 4. Let's check. As you can see, 4. Just to know the length. To know the length, I use the len method. As you can see, to know the length 4. Yeah. Great. Yeah, this is actually list. But is list just numbers? Can we mix? Yes. Mix of data types list. Okay. As you can see, when you create a variable name, it should be meaningful, but this seems crazy data variable name. This seems crazy, but just for fun. 1, 2, Asabene, and maybe true, and maybe what else, you know already, 9.8, our favorite number. How about 3.14? How about, so far we have integer, we have string, we have boolean, float, and we have even 1.1 plus 2j complex number. As you can see now, this is a list having different data types. It's not just the same data type. Instead, you can put different data types in your list. That is the, yeah. If it was in another programming language, and this might not be possible, for instance, C, you should put the same kind of data types. But in Python, it's so human and so friendly that you can do almost anything. Yeah? Yes, I hope starting from today you will be in love with Python and you will think, dream, and yes, do everything about Python. Yes, great. Now, after I say this, but we will come back to list, because when it comes to list, it is quite a lot to say. Maybe more example. Yeah, fruits. Who doesn't like fruits? Everybody likes fruit. I like banana. Who doesn't? And then, of course, there's nothing as mango. What's, and then let's go avocado, and then let's go for another orange and an apple a day. Keep the doctor away. This is my list of fruits. Yeah. How many fruits do you see in the fruit bucket? Tell me, whatever method, either manually count it or use the links method. Yes, 5. Great. So print lane fruits. So we can, yeah, it's 5. And maybe how about if we have also vegetables? Don't you like vegetables? Yes. And a very good variable name, as you can see, I didn't say fruit, instead fruits, because I have a collection of fruits. Then it's so easy for others to understand my code. And then again, I didn't say just vegetable, instead vegetables. Let's change the code into a very human uh, understandable. Like you don't have to um, understand code much to read someone's code if it's written in English, right? So that's why if it's a single item, just we use singular. But if it is plural, we use, I mean, if it's different items or multiple items, we use plural. Keep that in mind. In addition, it should be mnemonic. I think this would be very difficult, but I would go mnemonic. Mnemonic. Yeah, I think the way I wrote it was wrong. I will help you to understand what mnemonic means.
Mnemonic.
Yeah, I'm not native speaker for this language, so I have to play it for you. A system such as a pattern of letters, ideas, or associations which assist in remembering something. Yeah, so as you can see, the name of the variable is fruits. Why? Because I'm going to store fruits in this and vegetables, and then as you may imagine, I'm going to add maybe cabbage is a proud vegetable. Why not put tomato? Yes, indeed. And potato, and another, give me another vegetable. Why not carrot? Yes, these are okay. Now we have this. Actually, in Python, it's so easy to mix this, your fruit and vegetable together. Fruits, fruits, and veggies. Let's make it short. And then what you should do is actually fruits plus veggies. Yeah, now let's see what we have. Print fruits, veggies. Oh yeah, as you can see, banana, mango, avocado, orange, apple, cabbage, tomato, potato, and carrots. Yeah, great, so easy. We just mix the fruits bucket and the vegetable bucket together and we got a mix of fruits and vegetable. We will come later more in depth about lists. Okay, another data type maybe I think it's better to see we saw list and then dictionary and set and tuple, so it's better to come about this a bit later. So this is enough for now. I have to cover other topics before that. So we didn't complete, but we know there are different types so far. We know operators. I think we didn't cover operators very well, so it's better to cover them separately. Yes. Okay, let's see. Uh, operators.py. So I will divide the operators differently. This is arithmetic operators. So I think arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators most of the time: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, the floor division, the modulus. What is this? Oh no, where is the percentage? The modulus and the exponential. Yeah, this. And we have been doing this, right? So I'm not going to do the same all over again. Maybe I can move on to another operators. Another operator, this sign, the equal sign. The equal sign is actually, it is not like mathematics. For instance, if I say A is equal to 10, that means I am assigning the value of 10 at a memory location or a storage at A. Yeah? Try to understand it that way. Does it make sense, guys? Okay. And then another one is this. Okay, let me just say 2, and I am storing B at B. Now I use this to comparison. Okay, print B is equal to 2. What do you think the result of this? Of course, it's, yeah, but actually I was trying to say A is equal to B. What's the result for this? False. That's true. It's false. Of course, we can use this to check our result, and it's false. So we saw this. This is the equal sign. This is assignment operator. This is equal sign. Now let's see the greater than. Print A is greater than B. Is that? Yeah, because A is greater than B, it's false, right? 2 is not greater than. How about print A is less than B? 2 is less than 3. Is it true or false? Yeah, it's true. How about another, maybe A is less than or equal to B? This is more mathematics. A is less than or equal to B. That means 2 is less than or equal to 3. Is that true or false? Yeah, of course, this is true because 2 is less than, or it should be true. Yeah. Yeah, as you can see, it's true. Great. So another, we saw greater than, less than. Okay, print 4 is greater than or equal to 2. Is it true or false? Yeah, I think Brahanu may have a question, the difference between this is an assignment operator, nothing to do comparison. Whenever we use this sign, we are telling that, hey, A, could you please store this value? So this is an assignment operator. We are assigning values. But whenever we use this sign, we are comparing. Yeah? So this means A is exactly equal to B. A is greater than or equal to B. This is comparison. So we call them actually comparison operators. Comparison operators. Yeah, we are comparing. These are the comparison operators without this. Sorry. And this is assignment operator. assignment operator. So we assign values. Value, for instance, variable name, and this, and the value goes here. It's a code actually, this is a code. So as you can see, we have a variable name and any value, it could be any data type. We use this and this assignment operator. Okay, so this is true. And now again, we have finished the comparison operator. I think another operator we may talk about is logical operator. Logical operator could be the negation. I think in Python it's not, and it's better to start or, and the negation not. Yeah, for instance, if I say or either tomorrow or today I will teach JavaScript. Okay, let me write it. If I either today or tomorrow I will teach JavaScript. If I teach today, is this statement going to be true or false? If I teach today, is it going to be true or false? It's going to be true. If I teach tomorrow, is this statement still true or false? It's still true. But if I teach the day after tomorrow, is it going to be true or false? It's false. Yeah, so either today or tomorrow I will teach this. Yeah. So it's like very either of the two. It's not both. Either Donald or Biden is the president. Yeah, let's make it more political. Yes, great. So I will buy either tomato or potato, but not both. I will buy a tomato or potato. Okay, so let's do that. In this case, print true or true. What is the result? If both statements are true, what are you expecting? True, true. The result will be true. Print true or false. Actually, still true. Kabada or someone is a student. For instance, John or Peter is a student. John or Peter is a student. Okay, now we never know. If John is a student and if Peter is a doctor, still our statement is true. If Peter is a student and John is a pilot, it's still our statement is true. So this we need just one true statement to get true result. Print false or false. Now, what do you think the result? False, false, everything is false, so I think you may expect, right? It's going to be? I need answer from you guys. Yeah, it is false. Yeah. Now we learn and we finished the OR operator, but instead, for instance, let's convert this to 2 is less than 3, or 5 is greater than 4. No, I think 5 is greater than 4. So this, what's the result for this? I was muted. So we can do such kind of comparisons. It goes the same for AND operator. Let's do AND operator. For instance, but this is very selective to get true and true, of course. Yeah. If I say I will teach today and tomorrow, I will teach today and tomorrow. So if I teach today and tomorrow, both days, then my statement will be true. But if I don't teach one of the days, then that means I broke my promise, and that's not. Print true and false. What do you expect from here, from this result? True and false. If there's one false, the result will be false, because this is false, of course, and false, this also gives you a false. So I think most of you may know this, because this is just basic logic. And now I will teach you the negation operator, negation, and we use for negation actually not. Have you seen now the importance of this comment? I have been using the comment to highlight what I'm doing, yeah? By now, you should be also familiar with how to comment and the importance of comment, because I mentioned about commenting here, and then after that, we have been using the comment to highlight what we are doing. Yeah, did you got the point why I'm writing here? So it's not going to be executed, but for me and for you to make clear what we are doing, I use comment. Yeah, great. So we use note, for instance, print note false will be changed to true. Yeah. Let's see this. Let's see this result. Because there's notes. This note changed the false to true. Have you seen? It's true. How about if it's not, even not? It should be false. Yeah. Double negation. I think this is what you need about operators. Do you have any question? If you don't, I will move on. Before that, let me just sip water, okay? In just a minute. Okay, so how is it going so far, guys? Are you on track? Or you just got lost? If you are safe so far, then Python is just for you guys. This is just the fundamental. Yeah, the found. Great. Yeah. If you are in a very good mood, if you are not depressed by what I do so far, then Python is yours. Okay, great. Let's keep going. And now, because as I told you, I have a roadmap what to teach today. And now I'm about to teach you conditionals. Yeah. Oh, and then loops, and then functions, and we will call it a day. Okay, great. Now I want to create conditionals. Conditionals.py. Okay, let's just conditionals. What is condition, guys? Do you have a condition? Are you having a great day? Or is it a very good day, a very happy day? On what kind of mood are you right now? I don't know. But you are at some state of condition, aren't you? Yes. Yes, because it's a state of being something at some condition. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the joy of life anyway. Yeah, most of us are locked at home because of the corona. That's also a condition. Some of you are at work and some of you are at home. Some of you might be doing well. Some of you even might be sick. That's condition. This condition can be applied and changed to code. And that's why I usually say everybody is a programmer. The difference between a normal person and a programmer, programmers can change any ideas and life activities to code, but normal people, they just keep that in their mind. Did you get the difference, guys? Does it make sense what I said? But everybody is a programmer. You think, you make decision, you do different activities, but programmers actually change anything, almost any activities, to code and change to product. Do you agree with this statement, guys? What do you think? Yeah, so now we are about to are you enjoying the lesson? Let's make it true. So this is a boolean. So I'm about to make condition. So to make a condition, actually in Python we use if something, if I am happy, if I am in a very good mood, I do this. If I am hungry, I will eat. If I am tired, I will take some break, something like that. So if or if you are enjoying is equal to true, then you are about to get hooked into Python. Leave the grammar, I don't know. And I don't have to think about that. What is this here? Oh yeah, I mixed JavaScript and Python here. We need only two equal signs. So that means, as you can see when I'm writing, I just write this, just copy, and I'm comparing it to a true value. If this value, the true value, compared with another true value, then colon, as you can see, and then there should be indentation. If you are using actually a VS Code, it keep the indentation for you, and then put it, as you can see, I got, then you are about to get hooked into Python. Yeah. Then maybe how about, as you can see, if I change this to false, and if I write, I don't see any result, no result. I change this to false, but no result. Oh, so what shall I do? Because my condition, it just work for one scenario. But in life, we have multiples of scenarios and conditions which we have to take into consideration. Yeah, so give me or suggest me. I want to fix this. Because you know you don't see, because this block of code runs only if this expression is true. So the thing is, I have to if else. So I have to add else. Else, if you are not enjoying, print, please gently leave the lesson. Have you seen? It doesn't sound polite, right? Please gently leave the lesson. And then if I just execute, please gently leave the lesson. I hope you don't live by this uh, command. Did you get the concept, guys, by the way, this example? Now we made a decision based on your mood, your situation now. First, we declare a variable and we put it, are you in a good mood? Are you enjoying the lesson? And we put some values here. Yeah? And then if you are enjoying the lesson, if that's true, and then it's going to be this one, if not this. Now let's do more of another. Okay, let's just write a is equal to 3. If a is greater than 0, we say print it is a positive number. Let's see. It's a positive number, that's true. Yeah? But if I change this to maybe 0 itself, it doesn't give anything, you know? So I have to have else. Else print the number is 0. The number is 0, so the number is 0, yes. But how about if I change this to -1? The number is 0. No, it's not 0, as you can see. The number is not 0, it's -1. So actually, I have to add else if a is less than 0, I should say print it is a negative number. Now it should work. It is a negative number. Yeah. So we managed to handle every scenario, but maybe I think even we can get this value from user input. So we can use this, the input method, enter a number. So if I run this, it asks me here, as you can see, I can write 0. Yeah, but I think it's better if I put something like this and then again run. Why? Run. Yeah, as you can see, I can put 0. Not supported between instance of string and int. The reason why, let's check the value what we get. Print type of A. I'm trying to get the value of this because this input get data from the user and store it at A. And then, for instance, if I put a 1, the value actually, as you can see, it's string. What I'm getting from here is string. So I have to change this to a number. So you can use something like this. float or number actually, int, something like this. So I'm getting a number and then converting it to integer. Now it should work. How about if I put 0? Yeah, the number is 0. How about if I give 2? It's a positive number. How about if I give it to -5? It's a negative number. How about if I just give random thing? Invalid literal for int with base 10. So the reason is I put something which cannot be converted to integer number. So we have to consider that that can be handled by try and catch. We will learn that later or in another section. How many people? Oh, we have more people now. Okay, so but yes, you can handle many ifs. Yeah, no limit. Yes. Yeah, we will come to. Let's change another. Is raining? Another. This is the last if. Okay, is raining? True. So, as you can see, if is raining, true, I may say print. Take your raincoat. Yeah, let's try this. But this is running now and then, so I will comment this out because I'm commenting out. I just focus only on this part of the code. So let me just run again. Ran. I think why I don't see the result. Oh, raincoat. Why? Okay, yeah, it's out. The output is here. Yeah, no problem. As you can see, take raincoat. Great. How about if it's false? You don't see any result, right? You don't see a result. So you have to add else. Print, it is a sunny day. Just go out freely. Oh yeah. It is a sunny day. Just go out freely. No rain. Haha. But you know, the weather, it's not about rain and shininess, but it could be cloudy, gloomy, foggy, or snow whatsoever. There are lots of conditions which we may handle. That's what Brahano asked. Is it just only one or a couple of else if, or can we have many of them? So let's see now many of them. Okay, how about, so instead of like is raining or whatsoever, how about if we change also just this to a weather? Weather. What's the weather today? Rainy, right? Rainy. So I can change this to if weather is, I'm comparing it to rainy, and I can go else if weather, it is cloudy, print it might be cloudy and cloudy and gloomy. Oh yeah. And how about else if weather? Oh no. And if it is sorry, cloudy, what could be rainy, cloudy, foggy. There might there might not be a good visibility because of the fogginess. Whatever, I'm not completing the statement. Fogginess. Okay. Else if, never ending else if. Weather, sunny, rain. Such a lovely day. Just go out freely for whatever you want. Oh yeah, I'm thinking in JavaScript again. But if it's not any of this, no one knows about the weather today. No one knows about the weather today. Okay, have you seen our conditions now? I am having like a weather. If it is rainy or cloudy or foggy, sunny, you may add other conditions also, okay? You can add as many conditions as you have, so feel free to add. Just it will take raincoat. How about sunny? Let's change. Yeah, but you don't just do something like that. Just a lovely day and just go out really. Okay, instead, let's get data from user. Uh, so input, we use the input method, enter the weather of the day. Yeah, so if I do something like this, I think I forgot P. I can just write something like that. What's the day today? Foggy. There might not be a good visibility because of the fogginess. Okay, let's run again. Maybe let's write some random text. No, as you can, no one knows about the weather today. Okay, now I want you to write maybe, how about if I write for, yeah, no one knows about the weather today, but we have foggy here. Have you seen here? But the reason is I use uppercase. So to handle this condition, change this to lowercase. We can do this, lower. If you lower to everything now, when you have a very lazy user, foggy, yeah, they may write it. There might not be a good visibility because of the fogginess. So now our condition is so robust. If the user write in uppercase, lowercase, whatever way they write, it handles. I think we covered conditions. And yeah, this is conditions in Python. Did you get it? How was it? What do you mean by can we check the conditions at a time? No, one condition, one condition. Just only one condition. And it comes from top to bottom, okay? It execute from top to bottom. So you have to arrange order. For instance, if this line get executed, it never go to this one, okay? It's check, okay. First it check this and then check this, okay? Only one condition. Can you relate this to real life problem solving application? Yes, this is a real life. This is actually the real life by itself. This is just a real life. It's not a random thing. If you just check this, it's a real life. You can change this on application, and if you write this mobile app application, then it checks the weather and it notifies you, hey, today is rainy. How about taking your raincoat? Yeah, it gets the data from different source, and it just send you a notification pop up on your phone and tell you that, okay, it's a sunny day. How about going to the beach today? So we change it to real life. Does it make sense? or you can change, yeah, this just code can be changed to anything you want. It's all about imagination. Yeah, guys, did you see how you can convert this to a real, yes, I meant in a product development application. Yeah, in a product development application, you may have a, like, for instance, with just this code. Let's imagine, let's develop an app which can notify people about the daily weather, okay? Today, so the purpose of this application is just to notify you why you go to the internet to know the day, about the day. But this application actually notifies you the condition. So, hey, good morning. The day today is rainy, so you better to take your raincoat. It says it comes. So you develop it. You may use different platform to develop and change to an application. Okay, let's move on. What's next? Yeah, I have to see my, yeah, so conditions. So wow, loops. That's very good, guys. We're about to learn loops. .py. Okay. Let me tell you something. Programmers are somehow different people from others. Yes. Why? Because they're a bit lazy. After they start writing some code, they become a bit lazy. And they, why? Because there's lots of simple and easy way of doing things when you become a programmer. So just a normal person who doesn't know any programming may do something in a very long way, and that's okay. That's fine for that person. But for a programmer, oh, that is just almost no-go kind, because I know it. Before I change a career, the way I think and the way I think now is completely different. Now it's very tiring and boring for me to do very repetitive tasks manually, because repetitive task is so boring. If you do the same thing all over again, it's really boring. Why? Because it's repetitive. Something very repetitive is tiring and very tedious. When it comes to programming, there is a way to solve repetitive tasks, and we call it loops. Maybe if I want to ask you to write hello world 100 times, yeah, I'm about to tell you, write hello world 100 times or 1 million times. How long does it take this for you? An hour or 2 or 3 hours? But the task is very simple task. Printing hello world. Maybe I want to ask you, just can you do this 10 times? Print hello world 10 times. Or maybe if I ask you to print from 0 to 100, I want you to print from 0 to 100 using print method. This is very repetitive task and boring task, tedious task, and your chance of making mistake is so high. So to solve such kind of repetitive problems, we have loops. Let's start. Now I want first, the way you write a loop, you need a for, because we're about to write for I in range. And in range, you put how many times you want to print. For instance, I want to print 5 times this. So, but let me show you what it has here. If I do this, for instance, it starts from 0 to 4 actually. It goes to 4. Let me just show you. 0 to 4, but totally 5 because as you can see. Yeah? Zero to 4. So if you want to print from 0 to 5, you should make this 6. So instead of printing, I want to just print the hello world because my task is now hello world to print how many times? 5 times. So let me show you. 5 times. I don't need this one. So now as you can see, if I ask you to print this 100 times, what you should do is actually 99. Actually, yeah, 100. Yeah, it's already here. How long did it take for me to print this? Okay, very short time. Now let's go to printing numbers. No, I mean, for I in range 5. This print from 0 to, prints from 0 to 4. Now, as you can see, 0 to 4. Can I multiply the numbers? Yes. As you can see, I think this is really printing too much. So let's just comment it out. Yeah. How about just to see the value? By the way, we have this method in a string, f, and we do this, I, we don't need just I, and multiply I. Sometimes I mix the Python and JavaScript, but it's fine. Okay. So what I'm trying to do, if you put something like this, now I am actually trying to, I will show you the result. When you see the result, you will understand what I'm trying to do. Have you seen, I just, this multiplication table, 0 times 0 is 0, 1 times 1. Yeah. If you want to just improve this like by 50 or whatsoever, you can get big table already. So what this does is actually the curly bracket injected the data, what's coming here. And then again, as you can see, I multiplied the value here. Yeah, we should have learned this during the string part, but it's okay. But you don't have to like a string interpolation, something like this. You can just, we can just do without that also. I mean, but it's good to learn. I times I, and as you can see, what, because that's already long. Oh yeah, I have to make it shorter, yes. Something like this. Okay, hi. So that's just a very common loop, but actually this has starting. For instance, you can limit the starting. You don't have to just depend on the default. So the syntax is actually this for loop. Let me just for in I in range. Their starting and end and increment. So what does that mean? We can decide where to start and the increment. For instance, the ending is 0 by default. We don't have it. We can start from 1 and we can increment by 1. Actually, by default, the increment is 1. As you can see now, we are not anymore starting from 1. And the increment is 1. By default, it was already 1. But let's check by change the increment. So 1 and the next number is going to be, I think this might be confusing. So let me just run this. The first number is 1. We increment by 2 and it becomes 3. And then the second, it doesn't fulfill. So it just printed 1 and 3. How about if I change this to 10? What number do you expect from here? What are the numbers you expect from here? Yeah. Yeah, watch out because we have the last number is 9. It goes up to 9. So the first is 1 and then 3. Yeah, the first. So this is what my expectation will be 1, 3, and then 6, and then 9. I think this is my expectation. Let's see. How do I 1, 1, 3. Oh yeah, because 2. I don't know how I added that way. 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 2, 7, 7 plus 2, 9. Yeah. Great. Yes. Okay, so now you got it. So with this trick, if I want you to print out only odd numbers from 1 to 100, how do you do that? Odd numbers from 1 to 100. This is how we do actually. You start from this. Yeah. Have you seen? Odd numbers from 1 to 100. Does it make, yeah, is it, yeah? Do you agree with the output? The last is 99. Yes. Let's try even numbers. For I in range 0, 101, and I want to increment by just 2 and print I. As you can see now, the plan is I'm starting from 0 and I'm about to increase the starting value by 2 every time. So I think I should get, as you can see, the last number is 100 and the first should be a 0. Yeah, great. I can call this printer only odds and print only evens. Yeah, great. Now the second task is going to be, I want you to add, yeah, if I give you a very challenging task and somehow boring task, I want you to add all the odd numbers from 1 to 100. Okay, task. What is the task? Add all odd numbers from 1 to 100. And you do the same for even numbers. I will give you 3 minutes to think. I know it's short, but just to think, you don't have to do it also. All even numbers. How do you solve this problem? And what is the result of this? And what's the result of this? Suggestion? Yeah. Someone suggested that just add one, but differently. Let's do. First, we have to have some initial. I call it evens. The evens, and I just zero. Or maybe I think I call it all evens. Yeah, but it's okay. Evens. Evens. Sum, I think is, or sum of all evens. Yeah, I love this name. Okay, great. So sum of all evens is equal to sum of all evens plus I every time. So if you go here, print, and sum of all evens by now, and I should stop printing each number. By the way, if you don't want to put anything here, you can just pass for the time being, and it doesn't have to. Now let's run. Why is it printing that? Okay. Yeah, as you can see, only odds. Now, as you can see, the result 2,500 is the result of all odds. And if you want to do the same here, sum of all evens. I think this is odds, right? Oh no, odds. Yeah, I think you can select something like this. Yes, and you can change it at once. Control D for window users. And sum of all evens is, I'm starting from 0, and oh, don't do that. Sum of all evens and sum of all evens all over again, and plus actually the I. So this value, and it should give me or print sum of all evens. Sum of all evens means the sum of all even numbers. Great, I got 2,550. Yeah, but sometimes you don't have to just write very long something. You can be just shorter, just odds, because as you can see, it's really hard to read. The more complicated you get, the harder to read. So, and evens, and then just select this part and discard. And again, print out, and now again. So actually, you can also shorten this code by just plus here. It's another way of increment. And another way of increment. Plus here, it's another way. No. Yes. Yeah, now this is how a for loop looks like. But do you remember now I have this list? Where was the list? Data types. We have this potatoes, tomatoes, and list of vegetables. And oh yeah, great. Let's talk about this. How about if I want to loop through my values here? This is how you do actually. For fruit in fruits, just print fruit, one of the fruit, yeah. And you just get, yeah, banana, mango, avocado, orange. For instance, if you want to change this to uppercase everything, see, banana, mango. You can do lots of things. Now let's see while loop. Actually, we can do while loop, while. Yeah, I can start with some I is equal to maybe 0, while I is greater than 0. Yeah, let's go to 0, and while I is less than 101, print I, and we can increment every time I is equal to I plus 1. So this is the plan to print from 0 to 100. It's another way of printing, but going to 100 is too much. So I may go up to 10. So 11, let's see. And here, increment every time. As you can see, from 0 to 10. How about if I ask you to do reverse from the other way, from 10 to yeah, you may start from I is equal to 11, while I is greater than 0, print I. And every time you just do I minus 1, and this is actually reverse. Maybe I have to put this equal to 0. Yeah, let's see. As you can see now, reverse order from 10 to 0. Yeah, we have covered in this section or in this file what we have covered: for loop and while loop. Great. So how was it? So whenever you have some repetitive task, remember to use for loop to make your code shorter. And of course, it's meant for that. How was it? Did you get it? Let's see your reaction from the chat. What you need today is just to understand the concept. You can't be too familiar to the syntax in just one day. You have to repeat this by yourself. Check Java, what is this, Python for, I think, Python for everyone. I have this Python for everyone material, a very short version, or maybe also 30 days of Python. That could be, good material to, yes. Shall we move on? Do you have any question? Or are you just bombarded by lots of new information and the syntax? Okay, so let's move on. What's coming next? I think this loops and functions. Wow, we're about to finish actually. Loops, not loops. Functions.py. Great. So what do you think when you hear the word function? What's function? I'm waiting some answer. Any answer could be set of instructions which can be used multiple times. Yeah, that's a very good answer. And now let me just expand my question. What's function and why we need to make a function? What's the need? We can write our code. So far we didn't write any function ourselves, but we've been actually using built-in functions. Okay, let's talk about functions. To avoid repetition, yes, that's to avoid repetition, and also to reuse our code, or yes, and actually to test. For testing also, it's easy to test your function than code which is all over everywhere. Functions are a set of codes which or that performs certain task, and it's good to write a function which is very standalone. For instance, a function which just adds two numbers or to multiply numbers. So try to make as little as possible. Don't make your function very big, okay? If your function do everything, then it's not good. Instead, make as little function as possible. And those functions can communicate to do things instead of just having one big function. Okay, so functions, we have seen different function, built-in function, and the methods. Okay, first let's see built-in functions and the methods. What built-in function did you use so far? Because we've been using lots of functions. Out of the box, we just said print. This is actually a function. The print is a function out of the box, and you pass a parameter here, hello world, and it just print for you, hello world. So this print function is a built-in function. It's already made by somebody and available for us to use it. Yeah. And if you have noticed also, I used round. And if you remember 9.81, if I store this to gravity, what do you expect in the gravity? What are you expecting here, guys? Yeah, I'm waiting for you guys. Round out of the box I use, it's also round is the function, as you can see, and I put 9.8, the value of gravity, because I want it to be rounded. And when it's rounded, what will be the value of the gravity? Tell me. I would like to know. Yes, it's 10. And if you remember, we use also type of function. If you remember, print type of a built-in function and what is the value of gravity. as you can see now, gravity is about to be rounded, but what is it even? To be honest, I'm not sure if it's the float or if it is an integer after it's rounded. It's yeah, it's actually it's rounded to be also changed to an int. Yeah, but if you check it here, it should be print type, and if you it should be now a float, right? Let's check. Oh yeah, because it's already rounded. Yeah, 9.81. This is, but after rounding, it's changed to. Have you seen this float? It's changed to int anyway. So the point is now type is a built-in function, round is a built-in function, print is a built-in function. This is not a function and the method, they are one and the same, so don't be puzzled by this. This is just a method and it's a function, but they are just for the time being, just take them that they are the same, okay? No big deal. And even we use int, right? Print int, for instance, 9.81. Do you remember the value of this? Who remember the value of this? Int 9. What did you get? Or what did we get from this? We are changing 9.8, the float to integer, and when we change it, actually we got 9. Yes, 9. So this is also a method, a built-in method. So there are lots of built-in functions and methods available for you. Even there is sum. Print the sum of 1, 2, 3, 4. What do you expect? The sum of 1 and 2, 3, and 6, I am expecting 10. Oh, it doesn't take, takes at most 2 arguments. Okay. Yeah, it should be a list. Yeah, it should be a list. This should be a list. So I change it to a list. It's not just a parameter, so it should be a list. So this sum actually give us just the sum of this. If you remember, like in the previous, I was writing for in a range. Actually, numbers are in a range of something. If I write something like this, actually this stores number from 0 to 100. And if you print this value, let me show you numbers. Range from 0 to see this, you should change it to a list. Now, actually, as you can see, a list is also a function. Range is also another function. So we are using built-in functions. Now, as you can see, I am having this. So we've been actually iterating through this. And even it's up to you. Now you can change it to even, or for instance, this is just whole numbers from 0 to 100. Maybe if you're just interested in evens, even number, I'm in favor of even numbers for some reason. List, range, and yes, and then 0, 1, and just increment by 2. Oh, I forgot to use the assignment operator and print evens. Yeah, as you may see, these are the even numbers and odd numbers. So you can also generate numbers like this. Yeah, it's very cheap way of generating a number. Yeah, very cheap. You can try it. Maybe if I ask you, to have a list of some numbers from 0 to 10,000, who cares? Yeah, but it will be really big. Have you seen it? Yes. such kind of, and you deal with this number for some purpose. So you have to know how to generate data at some point. Yeah, so we have been using different functions. Now let's talk about custom function. Custom function or a function which is made by you or I. Let's do. And to create a function, you need the def keyword followed by name of a function. And you need a parenthesis. Yes, and then you print something. I am a very proud function. Yes, this function is very proud of itself and it prints this text. How do you, the name of this function is actually name of function. So I have to call that function by its name. Name of function. I'm calling it. I called it. Oh, we have to stop this. This is really printing too much. So I have to stop it. Yeah, let's see the value. Even, yeah, I have to comment this out too. Yeah, as you can see, I'm a very proud function, but in this I can call, I'm about to give it a fancy name, do something. And then I will say, of course, I am doing something. At least I'm teaching some people. Now let's run. What name of a function? Because name of a function is gone. I changed the name of the function, so I have to call it by the name. So what's the name of this function? What am I going to call here? Do something. Of course, I'm doing something. At least I'm teaching some people. So this is a function. So let's do another meaningful function. For instance, def add two numbers. So this function add two numbers. A is equal to 10 and B is equal to, no, I think I prefer small number. 2 and 3 is very good number. And print the sum. A plus B. Now let's call this function. Add two numbers. What are you expecting from this code? Because we have 2 and 3 and we are printing out this. Waiting for an answer from the chat. If not, I will be just waiting for it forever. You have a value 2, 3, and you are adding and printing. So at least I'm expecting 5. Let's do that. Yes, it's 5. Yeah, but you know, if a function doesn't take a parameter, it's not really a function. I mean, it's a function, but it doesn't do much. So instead, I make this A and B there and actually return it something like this. So if I put 1 and 2, it should give 3. Even like I can reuse this, maybe 3 and 2, it should give me 5. As you can see, now it's taking a parameter. I pass a parameter when I declare the function, and then when I call it, it will be, reusable. Okay, so are you guys following, or am I just talking for myself? If there's no chat, Yes, we're getting. Okay. So what's Moody? Moody, you've been just, is it helpful for you? Because you have some background already. You have touched it, right? So is it helping? Is it also, are you gaining some skill, or is it just a waste of time? Especially for Modi. Modi, you told me that you've been on 30 days of Python, and you've been like doing some Python. So how is it for you so far? Okay, good. Okay, so let's do. This is how you do. But when it comes to print, it's just to check out. Okay, print is to check out what's happening. So instead, actually, there is this return. So we can return the value. For instance, total. The total is going to be a plus b after we add total. And then we don't need to print here. Actually, we do the printing. Now, this is a very beautiful and clean code. So I can print instead the last when we call it. Yes. Now you may expect from this also 3 and from this 5. Yeah, it's a very clean code. Even you don't have to just add it separately. You can return it something like this. Okay, now a very simple make square. I am asking you to do a function make which make a function which changes number to its square. Okay, I will give you 2 or 3 minutes, and in the meantime I will have a cup of a glass of water, yeah, for my throat. I am back. I think you got some time to breathe in and breathe out for some time, and also maybe to try the little exercise I gave you. Okay, so let's do it together. As I told you, to declare a function, what you need is the keyword def, followed by the name of the function, and I call this one make square. Such a beautiful name. Okay, and then, yes, actually it should take a parameter. You can call it n. So this n should be returned by n times n. This is the assignment. So I'm done. So you would take a number and you multiply that one. So this is, so print make square. For instance, you may expect from 3 and 9. Print make square, and from 4, everybody knows this, and it's gonna be 16. Great. Yeah. This is a function. Let's maybe do another function. Print full name. Okay, you may try it. The name of the function, call it print full name, and it takes first name and last name as a parameter, and it returns the full name of the person as a parameter. It returns the full name of a person. Yes, I will give you also some time. Yes, a word, yes, that's true. You can use this. Okay, I think you got some time to do that. Dave, print full name, and then it takes first name, last name, last name, and then actually you print, you return first name plus and the last name. Yeah, this is what you need. Now let's, for instance, print full name. Okay, the first name is John, and of course everybody knows John Doe. Who doesn't? Everybody. So let's see. John Doe, Mr. John Doe is here. Okay. So now if you remember, we've been doing this print sum of numbers. Like if I ask you to change this to a function, guys, we've been doing this printing out. Let's change that to a function. So the second function which I'm going to write a function which adds all odd numbers. Okay, so add all odd numbers. I think just odd is just there. Add odd numbers. Just sound good for me. I forgot to add the def. So, and then, so I have to have n. N means starting from from 0 to somewhere, you know. Maybe I can start from 0. I mean, you know, instead of 0 starting, I can just start. For instance, for I in range. Start. Start might not be a good idea. Let's just make it from 0 and make it simple example. That complicated. Then starting from 1 and every now and then 2, right? And print, for instance, just to see what's happening. Let me call this add two numbers. And as you can see, take some value. If I pass 10, I'm expecting some numbers. The numbers, as you remember, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. But instead, actually, we should sum the numbers. So odds, sum of odds. What I should do, I have to sum of odds and sum of odds plus the I. So, and then after you do everything, you return the accumulated value, the total here, sum of the odds. I think now, so 1 plus 3 is 4, 4 plus 7, 9, 9 is 16, 16, 25. I think it's a kind of 25. Oh, let me, what is the result, to be honest? I'm interested. Print. Let me check again. We have 3 here, 4, 4 and 5 is 9, 9 and 7. It's 16, right? 16 and 9, 25. It should be, where is that coming from? Okay, none. Sometimes give it a tag, something like this, to see all those numbers. So the total should be actually 25, right? Who could help me? I don't see the problem here. I'm expecting 25. Okay. Sum of numbers. Let me see, print sum of numbers every time. How is it happening? Oh, yeah. The one which we have here, 4, 9, 16, 25. I'm expecting 25. Who could support here? No one support me. Okay, I bugged some bug somewhere. I didn't get it. Because it seems right for me. Everything seems right. Okay. But this should be from to up to 10. We should add 1 because this up to goes up to 9, but anyway, let's try 1 plus, why it's not adding, guys? Right. Oh yeah, I should print out this. I should print out. Yeah, that's the mistake. Oh yeah. Yeah, I should print out that. I forgot to print out this. Yeah, because as you can see, I'm returning. So if you don't print out, you don't see that. Great. Now, if you remember, we checked up to 100, and you should expect 2000. Not that actually. Sorry for that. If you go here, you may get 2500. What's the wrong with that? I think I didn't modify it yet. So 2500. Now, if I want to modify this to even numbers, actually, now another function, add odd, then even, and everything will remain the same, but I change this to 0, and this is going to be also instead evens. And now print add even numbers, and if you remember, we got 2550 if I am not mistaken. Yes. So we change this to, yeah, now I think it's about function. I will teach you one thing, and it will be maybe the end. But before that, there will be also other topics we have to really cover, because this is not something you can do anything. Oh, okay. For instance, if you remember here, first name, I can just add a default parameter, Asabene. And I can pass also here default if I want. So if I call this print name anywhere, now it's John Doe, right? But if I don't pass any parameter, actually it will print my name, as you can see. That's it. So we can pass parameters, default parameters. Let me show you another def. For instance, multiply two numbers, and I'm just taking A is equal to 10 and B. Return A times B. Why? What is this? It doesn't matter. Okay, 1. I can just give it 1. If you see now, print multiply, what do you expect from this result? What's the value? What's the result of this? Yes, 10. Yeah, but let's make it more meaningful. When can we use it? Calculate, weight, calculate, weight, calculate weight, weight in, I mean, the weight of something based on gravity. So we need to count mass and gravity. And let's make the gravity 9.81, okay? As you can see. Because most of us live on planet Earth, our chance of going to Mars or to the moon or to other uh, galaxies or bodies, other planets, is so rare or so small. We have very small chance. So we put the gravity, Earth's gravity. So we can do return mass times gravity. So to calculate my weight, print calculate weight. For instance, I'm 75, so I don't have to put or give value for gravity because it's already default. So I may get some value. I have this amount of Newton. So even you can use Newton, for instance, if something like this, Newton. So yeah, 735.75 Newton. But maybe if I have a chance to go to the moon or something, is that some, I think, why you care? Let's check. Gravity of Mars. Gravity of Mars, 3.7 something. 3.7, so 3.71. So if you are in the Mars, actually, you will be so lighter, much lighter than when you are on planet Earth. So this is all about function, but something I have to cover at least is list. We didn't really talk much about lists, okay? So lists.py. Do you have all the energy to continue, or may I just stop and make it, call it a day? Do you have the endurance, the energy to keep going, or shall we just close this lesson here? Now it's a vote. Let's see, a vote. Yeah, we can just learn about lists, and it takes about 5 minutes and we will finish. Okay, good. So if you remember, we've been talking about lists. To make a list, you just nums or numbers, you have 1, 2, 3, right? So to know the length, you use len and nums, right? So it's so easy. You have 3 numbers and it's 3, right? And also to see the data, also you just print itself. You print itself and see that you have this. But maybe you might interested to add more numbers. Nums.append. But I think before that, let's even learn how to extract out this value. If you want to take this out, you use index 0. The first index is 0 because in programming we count from 0. And the second index is 1, and this one is 2. So we use print nums and 0, and this will give me 1. As you can see, it's 1. Okay, if I'm interested to get the next one, actually I use 1 and it gives me 3. 2. Print nums, and if you go 0, 1, 2, and it's going to be 2, and that 2, and it will give us 3. Okay, so we know how to get the data out. That's great. How about if we want to change the value? For instance, this is 2, but I want to change it to 20. Nums 2, because it's 1, it's at 1. And if you assign it to a different number, it could be 20 or 30, whatsoever number, and the value will be changed. So let's see if it's changed or not. Nums. It's not anymore 1, 2, 3. Instead, it is 1, 20, and 3. Yeah, so that's how you modify the number. Now let's see how we can add actually a number from here. Nums.append, and you can append, for instance, 4. And if you see now the value print nums, it is a bit different. We added 4. Maybe if you have more to append, actually we use extend, for instance, extend, and we can use 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatsoever. And then now if you see your, yeah, we added a couple of them. So this is how we manipulate the list. I think it was somehow short and it's hard to cover everything, but at least we managed to cover what we planned. What you learned today, when you compare to what you have in 30 days of Python, it is just what they call it, is the tip of the iceberg. So I strongly recommend you to come to 30 days of Python and just go step by step from day 1 to day 30. And by the end, you will be a Python ninja. I think that's what I have for today. And I'm not sure